This is 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
Breaking news tonight. In just the last few hours, a man on death row for a murder in University City agreed to enter a plea that would prevent his execution. Marcellus Williams would instead get a life sentence without parole. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Ann Allred, in for Kelly Jackson. Even though Williams is taking a plea, he is not admitting guilt for the murder of former St. Louis Post-Dispatch reporter Felicia Gale. Our Justina Cornell joins us live from outside the courthouse in Clayton with everything that went on in court today. Justina?
Well, it was a long day of negotiations. The hearing started at 8:30, and it wasn't until 1:30 where we started to learn more information. That's when we learned Marcellus Williams agreed to an Alford plea, which means Williams maintains his innocence, but also admits a jury would likely find him guilty. That's because in court we learned the murder weapon, which is the key evidence in this case, was mishandled. We're told DNA was removed and added during the years between 1998 and 2001, which brought concerns to the investigation. Williams will stay in prison, life without parole, but won't face execution next month. Today, a rally took place in support of Williams. His son was there and said he wishes his dad was exonerated because he believes he is innocent.
My father is strong in his faith, a very resilient man, very intelligent, and he feels like if he has to be the vessel of, sacrifice to promote change, then so be it.
Now, tomorrow morning, there will be another hearing for his resentencing, and we expect to hear from the victim's family. And we also learned within the last hour that the Attorney General plans to appeal to the Missouri Supreme Court. Justina Cornell, 5 on your side.
Democrats are preparing to meet their nominee for vice president tonight in Chicago.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz will address the DNC tonight. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, is live at the Democratic National Convention with a preview. Mark?
Ann and Mike, good evening. In Minnesota, they call him governor. In Chicago tonight, Democrats will call him coach. We got a sneak peek at those banners they were trucking inside the convention moments ago. A secret until they pull them out on the convention floor. Tim Walz is a former high school football coach who fashions himself as a Midwest dad, an approachable one at that. He'll step into the national spotlight tonight after a week of bruising scrutiny from Republicans who've poked holes in his personal biography. Walz served in the National Guard in Minnesota for 24 years and ultimately attained the rank of Command Sergeant Major, but he did not stay in that role long enough to qualify for the full pension and retirement benefits and the retention of that rank and honor, so Republicans have attacked him for using the rank in his personal and political career on his resume. He joins the ticket now with Vice President Kamala Harris in this campaign that's trying to jumpstart something new here with just 76 days to go before the biggest election of their lives. So tonight, we'll listen close to see if we hear anything new or different than the Biden-Harris campaign, or if this messaging sounds a lot similar. Earlier today, we caught up with Kristen Welker, host and moderator of Meet the Press, who described Kamala Harris's challenge in this push to try and hit reset as something of a new campaign.
That Trump gets higher marks when it comes to dealing with things like the economy, like immigration. How does she make the case that she is going to be the stronger person to take the country in the right direction on those issues? She's already rolled out her economic policies. We'll see if she starts to put more meat on the bones. But in terms of this week, I'm told don't expect any new policy positions. This week is really about filling out her biography.
And the United Center Arena was at standing room only capacity limits last night to see the star-studded lineup with the Obamas lining up that night. Tonight it'll be Bill Clinton warming the crowd up alongside the likes of John Legend, Maren Morris, Stevie Wonder, and we may even hear a song from Prince in memoriam, if you will, the Minnesota theme prevalent here tonight in Chicago. And tonight at 6, stick around, we're going to hear live from Illinois Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton on the importance of a running mate both on the campaign trail and in government. For now, live in Chicago, Mark Maxwell, 5 on your side.
And like he just said, you'll hear more from Mark live from Chicago at 6, then again at 10 o'clock. You can also watch NBC's coverage of the DNC right here on 5 on your side, starting at 8.
There's going to be another name on the Missouri ballot for president this November. Independent Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was certified today, although he may be ending his run soon. Today he announced he will address the nation on Friday with news about his campaign. Sources tell NBC News he plans to end his campaign and endorse former President Trump.
Our stretch of cooler weather continues.
Let's check in with meteorologist Jim Castillo. Hi, Jim.
Yeah, hi, guys. So today we had some sprinkles around and even around St. Charles, .01 in the rain bucket. And Greenville, Illinois, 0.03. So there's a little bit of shower activity out there. Most of us didn't see it, and now we're clear around St. Charles. Very nice. But satellite radar shot showing a few clouds in our southern counties. Other than that, we're clearing up tonight, and we're just going to keep our eyes on whatever forms up to our north and west. And in that northerly and northwest flow around this area of high pressure that will actually build back into the area and bring us some heat for the weekend. We'll watch that as it brings another chance of rain also over the weekend, too. It's cool now. It's going to be a cool night. We'll have those numbers for you coming up.
With slightly cooler weather and kids back in school, it feels like the time of year for fall vaccines. But experts say most of us should hold off.
Tracy Hinson talked to BJC's chief quality officer and a St. Louis pharmacist about which COVID vaccine is available now and which one we should wait for. Tracy?
Okay, Mike and Ann, your doctor may be able to get you a COVID-19 vaccine if you want one, but your local pharmacy will most likely not have any. And here's why.
So there's a new variant coming out of the booster. It's not released yet. They're in the process of continuing to make it.
Locally owned pharmacies like Ladue Pharmacy and national brands like Walgreens and CVS are waiting.
It is on pre-order at many places, including here at Ladue Pharmacy. We expect it to come in sometime, hopefully in September, but we're not 100% sure.
Dr. Hillary Babcock is the Chief Quality Officer at BJC Healthcare. She says the wait is fine.
For most people, it makes sense to wait and get that new vaccine, which should be out in the next probably month or so.
There are some exceptions.
Some people who have a lot of underlying medical conditions, who are immunocompromised, it might make sense to chat with your doctor about whether you should get vaccinated now because there is a surge going on.
At this point, you're probably not surprised to hear of a surge in COVID cases.
We are definitely seeing a bump. The bump is being seen nationally as well as locally. We can see that in our wastewater surveillance. A lot of employers are reporting that. I think anecdotally, we can all hear that from our friends and family as well. So definitely in the summer surge, there has been a summer surge with COVID every year since the pandemic started. So not too surprising, but that's definitely happening now.
A bump that has people asking for the booster.
We've had a few calls because of exactly what you said. They know somebody who has COVID and they want to protect themselves.
The updated COVID booster is expected in late September, in time for the typical winter rise in cases.
Coming up, dozens arrested following protests near the DNC. We're learning new details tonight from police.
A new job report shows fewer hires in the U.S., what it could mean for the Fed's decision on interest rates.
The Paralympics are almost here. What makes this Team USA athlete stand out on the track?
And tomorrow you can watch our Race, Listen, Learn, Live Voices of Ferguson special. We hear from Ferguson residents 10 years after the death of Michael Brown. That's at 7 p.m. To read more about Brown's death and the unrest in Ferguson that followed, just text the word Ferguson to 314-425-5355.